welcome to another video. So today I've got, I think, the last time-lapse slash voiceover plan with me that I'm going to do for a bit. I think I'm going to start making the transition back to the talk-throughs, but this was another one that I pre-filmed and filmed taking the sound away because I really wanted to think about this one. It took me a while to decide what I wanted to do this week, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. So this was an experiment. I'm still working with the Plannable December challenge prompts, and so the prompt for this week, the week of December 14th through the 20th, as I am dating across the top with my Happy Planner Dates and Holidays memory keeping sticker book, is naughty or nice. And I did not know how I wanted to interpret that. I ultimately decided that I really wanted to have something that was opposing, right? Naughty or nice. And so I ended up deciding to use this red and green paper as a background. And off camera and before I started filming, I spent the time cutting everything out and getting my planner sheets glued in. And I decided to make each side a different color so that there would be this sharp contrast as like the prompt, naughty or nice. And then I put the colors red and green because I still wanted this to be a Christmas themed spread. I have this spread and then one more spread that I'm going to make as Christmassy as I can figure out how. And then like it's the new year and I'll probably be moving into more wintry spring kinds of things. So I knew I wanted it to be Christmas. I knew I wanted to have some kind of sense of opposition or contrast. And this is what I ended up with. And then because of the way the bread was here and then the fact that it naughty or nice is kind of like the lists that Santa Claus keeps, I then leaned into more of a Santa Claus kind of presents theme for this week. So you'll see that play out more as the video keeps going. But first I wanted to letter in the prompt at the bottom so that it would be like more obvious that like naughty was representative of the red side, because in my head red is like a intense bold color, and then nice was representative of the green side because in my head green is a more mellow, peaceful color. So that was my interpretation and my spin on the prompt for this week. And here I'm putting in these Santa Claus stickers. This is a really cute sheet. This has like a gray background, so all of these Santa Clauses have little gray borders, which I thought was a nifty touch. I don't know, I think it looks cute. So I had already used a few of these stickers for my journaling spreads. You'll probably see some of those in my December flip through. But then I decided to use the rest of them at the bottom here to really tie in the idea that Santa Claus has his naughty or nice list, and I put all the Santa Clauses at the bottom. And I feel like this spread in a lot of ways is the opposite in my spread last week, from my spread from last week. Because last week I had a lot of my decoration at the top and then a lot of my to-do lists at the bottom. And what ends up happening this week is the reverse. So a lot of my decoration goes at the bottom and then a lot of my to-dos wind up on top. But it worked out. I pulled in this like full box that says ho 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 over on the sidebar, and that introduced another color that I wasn't sure I wanted at first. So the background of the sticker is this like teal, light bluish gray color, which I didn't think was going to work with the spread, but I also really wanted that Santa Claus full box. So I thought that if I just pulled in enough of that blue, I could force it to work, and I think it does. I like it. So I put Santa Claus over in the sidebar, and then under that I put a gift tracker list sticker for to-dos, but I really wanted to cover the part that says gift list or shopping list or whatever it said there before, and I couldn't figure out exactly how to do it. First I tried this thing with the flowers, but I didn't like the way they looked from behind, so then I decided to just get rid of them and put this gold box sticker from the Colorful Boxes sticker book right at the top. And the issue I had was that where it is right now, just on its own, there's an awkward gap between this box and the Santa Claus box that I knew I wanted to fill. So I had to figure out what to put in that weird space up there. And then I think my last note for just this voiceover in particular is if I sound tired or out of breath at any point, it's because I am. I do so much of my YouTube stuff on the weekend, and my job has gone remote, which means that a lot of my work is now spent sitting down, which is super, super unusual for me because as a teacher, when I teach, I'm always standing up. And now when I teach, I'm sitting down. And so I've just gotten so tired of sitting. Like, it hurts to sit for too long. And it's terrible. But now it's the weekend and I'm trying to do like YouTube stuff, which usually requires more sitting down at my desk. And I can't. So I've been doing some weird standing around my desk and like leaning into the microphone and just trying not to spend my weekends also sitting down all day. So I've been playing around with various setups at my desk, and if any of that awkwardness of my setup comes through in the audio, that's what's going on. So as I mentioned earlier, I have to deal with this blue color that I introduced. I sort of attempted to start to fix it over in the sidebar as I filled in that awkward spacing with some presents. These blue and brown ones that I pulled from the All in a Season mega sticker book. And then I added this tree washi strip stickers across the top that had the same color blue and have these like Christmas tree silhouettes in them. I think it worked. I really needed to bring the blue over onto the other side of the page because now my sidebar had a lot of that sky blue color in it. So that's why I used that washi there. And then I'm going in with checklists because I love checklists and these sticker books have so many of them. So I added a checklist box at the top of Thursday, a checklist strip sticker on Friday, a double box on the weekend because I love a good double box, and then a Christmas tree sticker on Wednesday to fill in that awkward space and bring in more of the blue, which honestly, like I said, the blue needed more on the other side of the page, but I ended up putting it on Wednesday because that's where I had the space. And then I really liked this pattern, these holly berries and leaves. I really liked it and I wanted to put it somewhere. I also hadn't done enough layering on this spread. I was not liking how everything was inside the boxes. So I put it in the box and in the lines on Tuesday, but then I offset some half boxes off to the side to add a couple notes and things, and I like how that came out more. So I really liked how that layering situation worked out, essentially. And then I tried to add another box, but I didn't want the box to be edge to edge with the holly full box. So I scrapped that idea. And then I brought back these snowflakes. So the last time I used these snowflakes was on my December monthly spread, and I cut them in half just like I'm doing now for bullet points. And I really liked how it worked out there, so I thought that if I brought in some red, green, and bluish ones for this spread, that I could fill in some space, add some more functional bullet point types of things without adding more checklists, as well as add decoration without adding too many more boxes, because then things are going to start to be too trapped within the lines, which is a look that's not really my style. On Monday, I added that the weekly plan with me was scheduled to go up, as well as a bill that was due, a Vitamix payment. And then I went and added the other half of those snowflakes over on Saturday. Then Tuesday, I wrote in that is when I get paid. And then at some point, I added a checklist on Monday as well. That green is a little brighter than most of the green in this spread, but it was the only other checklist I had that was within the realm of the right color palette. Brought in some more snowflakes on Wednesday and Friday. And Friday's snowflake I used to mark my planner video for that day, which was currently scheduled to be a fall/winter like TBR and wrap-up video, but I don't know if I'm going to move that to the week before. it all depends on when my Fairy Loot order actually gets here, because my subscription has been sent, but I haven't received it yet. So that'll dictate when those videos kind of ultimately land. The other thing I marked was on the 17th, I have a faculty meeting, and this week is wild. I wrote it in the sidebar and then I forgot to mention it. This is the last week of the semester. After this, it's 2 weeks of winter break. I can't believe that we have, like, as the time of this voiceover, 2 weeks of class left. That just blows my mind. I can't believe it. This is my first year at the school, and this semester has just, in some ways, flown by. Sometimes I'm sitting there planning, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe there are 6 more weeks in this semester because I'm so exhausted. But then, now, once those 6 weeks are almost over, I'm like, where did the time go? You know? So, that's been pretty wild. Things are wrapping up. Over on the weekend, I added these ornament stickers with this box on top of it, just to mark that that is when Christmas break starts. Or winter break, or the holiday break, depending on what you celebrate and what you don't. But I'm off. So this is the last week of the fall semester. Really, still blowing my mind. And at this point, I'm trying to decide what I want to do with some of the empty space. Technically, I could have left it alone, but I think these past 2 or 3 weeks, I have really enjoyed filling space, even if it might look a little better if I didn't fill that space. So I went ahead and I added a checklist box on Tuesday. I didn't like that the blue was bumping against this blue full box with the Christmas tree in it, so I went to find another color. And eventually I put it in. I guess I left that for later because I found these to do half boxes, which I wanted to put here, but then I didn't have quite enough space. And then I tried to take off the to-do box that I set down because I was like, well, I need to scooch these and rearrange them. But then I started to rip the paper, so I had committed to this placement. And I ultimately just put the second one down in a way that covered up one of the checklists on Friday, one of the top dots. And it worked out. I don't like how those boxes bump up right against the checklist box on Thursday, but just the way it ended up working out. Here is the checklist box I decided to put on Tuesday, which is red with some, I think these have gold like bullet points, which was an interesting twist. And then the last bit of embellishment I'm adding is that I'm taking more of the presents that I put in the sidebar and down by the Santa Clauses and just kind of sticking them on the sides of some of the boxes to add a bit more of a layering effect, to give these boxes a bit more dimension, since I did feel like this spread was super boxy, which was already a danger because the scrapbook paper in the background is a grid. So things are very square in this spread, and I added those just to lighten up that effect. Otherwise, this is my spread for this week. I think it will be very functional. I'm not a big fan of the color palette that I chose, but it was a fun experiment, and I had a fun time putting this spread together. So this is my spread for the week. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!